Hello, Josh Hampton here with the Camping at the Hamptons YouTube channel. I am going to attempt to explain kind of what my plan is with the cabin, with the campground, with possibly a commercial business in the future. Got my orange on just because it's the end of hunting season. I want to make sure I don't get accidentally mistaken for a deer. But basically, the general concept is I grew up in Colorado, camped a ton when I was a kid, loved it, loved the outdoors, love the concept of being outdoors, understanding nature, appreciating nature, just experiencing life from a very minimalistic point of view, even if it's for a short period of time. I think that it gives us the opportunity as human beings to recognize that not all the time do we need all of the creature comfort of life, and sometimes it can be distracting, honestly. So I think that it's a good idea to get out and about in the wilderness and just experience life in its simplest form of just having food, having shelter, having family and friends nearby, and just taking care of those basic needs for a few days and appreciating those things that you hold dear, and appreciate this planet that gives us so much. So I finally got the opportunity to purchase 22 acres here in Shenandoah County, and it's mostly wooded. I do have about a 1 acre plot where I've got my cabin and septic system and whatnot cleared. But the rest of it is just is woods. So what it was used for before was basically a hunting location for a long period of time. And so the nice thing about that is that it's been left pretty much alone as far as any sort of development. Also, the property is tucked inside the George Washington National Forest. So I've got one neighbor and then a hunting group on the other side of my one neighbor, and wonderful people. And so basically being surrounded by the George Washington National Forest gives me the opportunity to have 22 acres, but feel like, you know, that I've got access to, well, I do have access to hundreds, if not thousands of acres, you know, within a short walking distance. So there's one of the deer stands that was existing with the property. So what I'd like to do is sort of give a little bit of a tour of sort of the basic concept of what I'm trying to accomplish here. And, you know, walking from the cabin just a few hundred feet, yeah, we are pretty much separated, you know, from any sort of real creature comforts, electricity, water power, which is all available, of course, at the cabin, bathrooms and whatnot. But my first goal was to clear a bunch of ATV trails. Right now I've got about a mile, maybe 1.2 miles of ATV trails cleared, which gives me access through the four-wheeler to then make further improvements. So my first major improvement that I'd like to do is basically I've cleared this trail, which extends back to my first campsite that I will show. And it has not been improved at this point yet. Just have the trail cleared, try to make it safe to bring the gear out here that I'm going to need. So the first campsite's just going to be a pretty primitive campsite. I've got the spot right back there generally cleared for a tent and some more rocks and things to pull out, get the ground a little bit more level, put some gravel down, and then possibly even build like a 12 by 12 platform to put tents on. And then at some point I may actually even go ahead and put, you know, one of those canvas wall tents. I do have a hot tent that I want to test out with the wood burning stove. And so I'll probably do that here later this winter. I've got a spot across from the tent site right there for a picnic table. And then basically right where I am standing, let me get out of the way, I am going to have this area here for the fire ring. So one of the neat parts of this property is that a spring-fed stream, as you may have seen on some of the other videos, flows through the entire property from north to south. And so with that, there are a ton of beautiful views of the stream, to include this one, which, especially in the springtime, in the late fall, when there was a lot of rain, you get some pretty good flow. And one of my goals is to clear some of those deeper ponds with from all of the debris and whatnot, build up sort of little mini dams as the creek flows downhill to create deeper pockets. There's some minnows that I've noticed on the bottom part of the property in the deeper holes. And so what I'd like to possibly do is see if I can't get those deep enough to put some native Virginia brook trout in, which would be pretty cool. So so this campground here, hopefully it's right now it's beginning of December. Hopefully I'm going to have this campground somewhat settled within the next month or two, depending on weather, with the opportunity to put a tent right here, put a fire ring, and then some sort of a picnic table, and I'll have my basic campsite. And then I've got the trails mostly about 5 to 6 feet wide to accommodate either a four-wheeler, which is only about 4 feet wide, and then a side-by-side, which are typically somewhere around 5 feet wide, to navigate. And so the idea would be to get folks from down in the city, co-workers, friends, family, who are willing to come out and test out the experience of camping and in its different forms. You know, growing up, we did a lot of park and dump camping, is what I call it, which is simply what it sounds like: driving up to a campsite, parking and dumping all the required camping gear out and parking right there by your vehicle, which is fun for sure. Definitely a way to experience it. You have your vehicle there. It's ease of access. But then what I'd like to do here is keep the parking down near the cabin, and then through the trail systems, either through ATV, through with side-by-side, or possibly just wagons, be able to pull the gear, and so get people the opportunity to experiencing camping without being quite so close to a road or the cabin. So I want to offer up that to friends and family in the area for the next while. It's going to be anyone who's willing to come out to basically experience camping, to get that opportunity, and then give me some feedback as far as the land itself, the trails, how easy it is to navigate, and what they like, what they don't like. I've got a significant amount of camping gear that I can lend out to those who have never been camping, or just don't know if they have all of the gear that they need. And so I have a lot of that to lend out. And then the other idea that I have is to basically, for those that are willing to go beyond the parking dump camping, or even the glamping that a lot of people are willing to do, and see if I can't help people understand the benefits and excitement and joy and happiness of backpack camping, or backcountry camping, as some people may call it. This orange is really reflecting on my nose there. So basically, I've got a bunch of camp backpacks, or camping backpacks, hiking backpacks of different sizes, and all the type, that the gear that goes along with it: the camp pads, the sleeping bags, stoves, and things that are lightweight. Maybe do some videos later on as far as the different typing of camping equipment that goes along with the different styles of camping. But for those that would be willing and interested in learning how to put together a backpack for a night or two in the backcountry, then what this location offers is 22.5 acres of safe space, where you're not in public lands. You're not going to come across strangers. I will be here generally during those periods of time to assist in putting all the gear together, getting out to the location and setting up camp, and then basically be, available for, any guidance that's required. But, give anybody that opportunity to experience that hike, hike and backcountry camping that, goes even a little bit further into the idea of how little you really need to not only just survive, but to generally be comfortable. Of course, long term, obviously, we all live in houses and have all of those creature comforts, because camping for multiple weeks, months, years probably gets old after a while. But for those that have not experienced that, the opportunity and the joy that is camping, this is what Camping at the Hamptons YouTube channel is all about, is to introduce people to the skills, the equipment, the activities that can be done or need to be done in order to have a successful camping experience, and then to offer up this location to give people the opportunity to actually do it. I see a lot of videos on YouTube that are way more experienced survivalists than I am, as far as how to start different types of fires, how to make cordage, just how to do a lot of different things. I'm generally experienced in quite a few things, and we'll put some videos like that together. But really, the whole goal here is to get those that are not experienced and have not had the opportunity to get out into the wilderness to learn those skills and basically put them into practice and see what they can do with very minimal stuff. So that is the idea. This is the location. It is, in my view, even in the winter with all of the leaves down, I guess late fall, pretty beautiful spot to come and just enjoy the peace and quiet, and learn what it is to be human again, and experience that at a very basic level in a positive way. So appreciate the time. And, if this is something that you think many of your friends or family might enjoy, then feel free to share this and subscribe and all that good stuff. And we'll have more videos to come. Have a good day.